Live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a special edition of Ask the Unicorn.
Oh, I look huge here.
Oh, my head is only half. Here, I should sit back. I'll sit back. Okay, so I wanted to address some things this evening, and I hope that all of you will participate in addressing this situation. There's been reports of what they call rioting in Baltimore, and I've looked at some of the videos and looked at some of the newsreels. I don't normally do that, but I decided that it warranted me doing that. And you know, I am thoroughly disgusted. I'm disgusted with the way that people are acting. Listen, I get it. People are really unhappy with the way that they've been treated. And I'm one of those people that has been mishandled by the police before. And I don't look at all policemen that way. I know that there are policemen that are looking to really serve and protect, and that's just the truth. You can't look at everybody and say, well, these people are all this way and these people are all that way. That's just not true. I know some very fine police officers, and I know that they really throw themselves into their job. There's that small minority of those that we call police officers that are a bunch of cowards that just got a badge in order to pick on people, knowing that they wouldn't be able to pick on them back because of that badge. Those are not police officers. Those are just cowards. Those are exactly what I said, coward, okay? However, the majority of the police force is looking to serve and protect, and you really should believe that, okay? I get it. You've seen a lot of atrocity. I've seen a lot of atrocity. We've been mishandled. I understand that. But you don't go destroy things as a way of showing how you feel about it. You don't go burning things. You don't burn your own community. You don't destroy things in your own neighborhood. You don't go and throw things at people just because you're angry about something. You just don't. That doesn't do anything. It doesn't help. Okay? All it does is make you look worse than the people that have actually perpetrated the crime. And not only that, listen, if your grievance is with law enforcement, then take it up with law enforcement. Okay? Pure and simple. But do it in the right way. Don't go wantonly destroying someone's property. What do they have to do with anything? Go stomping on people's cars just because you're an utter moron that decided that that's a good idea? Listen, if you're going to protest something, protest it. I'm all for you. I will back you when you're protesting something. If I think that it is actually something to be protesting about. However, we part ways when it comes to destroying things just because. I mean, I was around during the Rodney King riots. Yes, I was right there, okay? And you know something? I noticed this. I saw this. It was hideous. The whole rioting thing wasn't about Rodney King anymore. It was about people going out and just releasing some part of themselves that was totally derelict, okay? The whole air was filled with hatred and anger. And it had nothing to do with this person or what was done to this person. I think maybe 10% had to do with those people that were doing this atrocity. Maybe they started off thinking that we're going to go and, kick off some steam because this happened. Great, okay? But when it turned to ugly, everybody should have stopped. Because what you did, and I'm talking to all of the people that thought that it was a great idea to throw trash cans through windows and destroy property, public and private, for that one idiot that was running over the tops of cars because he thought it was a great idea, that's called moronic, okay? I'm addressing you all. The moment that you started doing that, you made the rest of us look bad. You made all of us that are looking for equality, all of us that are looking for fair treatment, all of us that are upstanding and have worked all of our lives to get somewhere. You made us look like utter fools. because we actually thought that there's a system that would uphold justice. And we understand that we have to uphold justice ourselves. However, if you are going around doing stupid things, hanging out of windows like a monkey, throwing things at people, letting your issue degrade into the color of someone's skin, you make the rest of us look bad. Let's get something perfectly straight. We are one species here. Okay, one species. Human. Okay, that notwithstanding those that are not actually human. But all of you people that call yourselves human, half human, partially human, one drop of human, all human. So I'm covering every base here. Sort of human. We are all the same. If your skin color is one thing and then skin color is another thing, one is not better than the other. I don't know who told you that it was. Whoever told you that it was, listen to me. I'm a teacher. I'm a good teacher. They were wrong. Whoever told you that if you're white, you're really cool, and if you're black, you're not, they were wrong. Whoever told you that if you were black, you were really cool, and if you were white, you were wrong, they were wrong. Anyone who distinguishes you by the color of your skin is wrong. Absolutely wrong. This is really important. Don't make everybody look bad because you didn't get the proper education that you needed. Okay, now, I have to say this. I have read a few things and saw a few things about those individuals that we call gangsters calling the truce. And, you know, some of them came out and said, listen, we didn't call it a truce to harm policemen, although the media said that they did. I'll get to the media in a moment. They don't get a pass. It's good that you've decided to do that. I applaud you that you have decided to call a truce. Good. Now let's make the truce do something. Okay, let's not just call a truce. We have to find a direction to go with that truce. Okay, let's do something positive. Let's do something constructive. Let's do something that is actually going to build us up. Okay, I have to say this, you people that are in these gangs, your gangs have a lot of power on the physical level. And that's just the truth. However, that power should be directed to something that is good. It's awesome that you decided to do a truce. And I don't believe that you decided to do a truce just to harm policemen. I think that the media orchestrated that, and it is a bald-faced lie. I think that on purpose, they just started to disseminate that type of information in order to cause a fear factor to be manifested, like the media does. I think the media single-handedly orchestrated this whole thing in order to cause a race war. They took it from, they always do this, they take something that really should not be hyped up and they ultra hype it up, and then they polarize all of us. They polarize all of us against each other, and they do it on purpose, and they really should be held accountable for them doing that. I think that these two associations specifically should be disbanded, and I think that they should all have those people that have participated in reporting, quote unquote, reporting what their view is of these type of situations and many of the other types of situations should be charged. I think they should be charged. I think they should be charged with inciting a riot. I think they should be charged with causing people to be harmed. I think they should be charged with causing officers to be harmed in the line of duty. I think they should be charged with causing civilians to be harmed in the line of duty. I think they should be charged with to the full extent of the law with causing assaults, causing batteries, causing those people that have been harmed. I think they should be charged. They should be disbanded. They should be shut the frick down because they have turned all of us against each other. It's not even about this one guy anymore, because if you look at things, all you ever see are black faces or, you know, out there doing everything. But see, I study things closely. I also saw white people out there acting a fool. And I saw other people of other races out there participating as well. But what they did was very craftily only showed you black people. That's called polarizing. That's called divide and conquer. You see, they can't have all of us being together. They can't have all of us in oneness, because if they do, then they have no more power. All of their fear-mongering doesn't work. All of their separatist ideas don't work anymore. You have to see that I'm pretty bothered by this, and I'm bothered by this because there are good people out there being harmed, their lifestyles being harmed, their whole life's work being destroyed by utter stupidity. So this needs to be addressed. It seriously needs to be addressed. We need to find a way to come together and say, hey, we need to get together and turn against these people that call themselves the media and let them know that we're tired of them pushing our buttons just to push our buttons. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they manipulate, they tear people apart. They tear whole families apart. They butt their stupid little noses into every single aspect of our lives, making it so that we have to depend on them in order to do anything. I refuse to. I'm sorry. I refuse to. I'm not going to go into that baloney. I think it's stupid. And I think what we need to do is those officers that, and I selectively call them officers, those officers that are cowards behind a badge, they need to be drummed out of the force, plain and simple. They need to be drummed the hell out of the force. No more excuses for them. No more covering for them. No, oh, well, we're doing an internal investigation. You don't need to do an internal investigation if you watch someone beat the hell out of someone standing there. What kind of internal investigation do you need to do? Seriously. It's right there. First off, nobody on the face of this earth has the right to hit somebody else. And to think that you can hit someone else or harm them or, you know, tear a part of their body, you know, off or shoot them or do anything because you think that you have the authority to do it simply because you have a badge? No, you don't. You don't. If your life is actually threatened, okay. If it's actually threatened. But you're not going to tell me that a little 8-year-old girl with a knife is threatening 4 officers with guns, body armor, and mace. You're not going to tell me that that's a threat. We need to get away from that stuff. Now, I've said that part of it. Now I gotta jump back to the other part of it. You don't destroy your own neighborhood. No, you don't destroy any neighborhood. Where are you gonna shop? Where are you gonna get things? Are you gonna destroy everything that you have and then go over to the next place and tell them that it's their fault that your stuff is destroyed? They didn't do it. You did it. And everybody's all raving about the young boy that got the hell slapped out of him by his mom, and everyone wants to show that video. Okay? But see, for people like me, that was a way of growing. That was my lifestyle growing up, you know, but I got slapped for anything. You know? That's not cool. That boy put his mother in a bad position. And at the same time, the mother put the boy in the bad position because had she governed him in the first place, he wouldn't be out there. And that's the bottom line. So I want to get all of your thoughts on it. I just thought I'd do a little rant first. And now we can get down to the problem. The problem is not the color of people's skin. The problem is not the police officers against the people. The problem is the way that things are governed. It comes from a higher up. It comes from the system. The system is wrong. You can't have laws that only apply to certain people and then let other people get off scot-clean. By the way, did you notice how craftily the news stations always refer to anything that has to do with someone of color when they're out in the streets doing things as riots? But when it comes to Caucasian people, it's hooligans, or they just had some unrest, or, you know, there was some shenanigans. Did you notice that? I don't know if anyone else did, but I sure as hell did. You know, listen, if you're out there destroying cars, setting them on fire, turning them over, beating people up, getting in these massive, gigantic fights, that's called rioting. That's not being a hooligan. That's not shenanigans. That's called rioting. I don't care what color you are. And guess what? The moment that you do that shit, excuse my language, the moment that you do that crap, you've broken the law. And you need to take your butt to jail. Okay? So you can't have laws that only apply to one people. Second, this whole thing is about money. All of it is about money. Some people have it, some people don't. The ones that have it lord it over the people that don't. And then do things so that they can keep their money and take more money from the people that don't have it. This is about a broken system. This is about a broken integrity. In our country, there are so many places that the integrity has been broken. People aren't communicating. Those civil rights leaders, funny, there's only black civil rights leaders. What the hell? You can't have civil rights leaders that only defend one type of people either. You have to include everyone in order for it to be civil rights. You have to listen to both sides and all sides. You can't just decide that, well, we're being treated really bad, so civil rights is only for us. You have to have civil rights for all people. That means if someone from another lifestyle comes and they want to participate in helping you, you're supposed to let them. Not only let them, you're supposed to help them help you. And then you help them if they have an issue. Those people that they call civil rights leaders that we have, I don't know who chose them because I sure as hell did not. Okay? Myself, personally, I can't stand Mr. Sharpton. But there are a lot of people who can. Okay. But you can't sit and talk about all of the atrocity that's been done to black people and not reach out to white people. Because you have to make them understand. Not only do you have to make them understand, you have to communicate that what is going on is wrong. Because I live in Maine right now, but I grew up in California. I grew up in Los Angeles. Okay? There are a lot of people here that people in Los Angeles would call racist, but they are not. They just don't freaking know. There are a lot of things they just don't know about. Hell, we make them feel horrible when they say things like black, African American. They have no freaking idea what the hell to call us. And me, I'm only part black, but all the same. Now, that whole N-word thing, that's wrong. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if they want to use it in music, it's wrong. I don't care if they want to use it in movies. That should be outlawed to use in movies by now. What the hell, okay? It should be just outlawed. In fact, anybody who uses that word should be charged with a felony. That's the way that I feel about it. Under any circumstances. I don't care. Well, it was historical. The hell with history, okay? We need to make some new things. I just want to say all of that rioting, looting, pillaging, acting like pirates with no boats, cut it. Cut it. Stop it. Just go home. Go the hell home. You know, one of the stupidest things that I saw about the Rodney King riots was that people would go and loot. They would go and take things from department stores in big boxes and then leave the freaking boxes out on their front lawns with the old crap that they threw away so that they have the new stuff. If you don't even have to be a smart police officer to figure that out. You just go to the house with all of the boxes on the front lawn. You know, this is the thing. The moment you decide to riot and destroy other people's property, it activates a stupid gene in your head. Okay? It will make you do very stupid things. So how about we not be stupid? No more rioting. Make bread, not war. Okay? No riots. All right. So what do we have tonight?
Well, today is April 28th, 2015, and it is episode 67?
Mm-hmm.
67. We have a few shout-outs. Let's see.
Hello.
Carrie is on.
Hi, Carrie. How are you?
Manbungo is on.
Hello. What's up, Manbungo?
Let me see who else. Kelly is on.
Hi.
And we have a few responses to your rant.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what are they?
I'm looking. Mambungo says, I totally agree with everything you're saying. And Carrie, I believe, says, so true, Z. And we have a question from Dominique Johnston, Mrs. Johnston.
Hi.
Says, my father, he saw a young, handsome man. My father saw a young, handsome man who claimed to be Satan, and he would give him success in life if he complied to him. He was boasting of his power and that God was irrelevant. He's very afraid of passing. He's very afraid of death. Is there some sort of curse on my family due to this?
No, everyone gets tempted by Satan once in a while. Remember, Satan just means adversary. And of course, there's always going to be someone who believes that they are the devil, and they're going to try to give you some illusion. You know, just tell your father stay on his path, okay? Tell him stay on his path. We all get tempted, all of us. There's some things that you'll do, and there's some things that you choose not to do. All you really have to tell him, all he has to think about is the fact that if someone tells him that God is irrelevant, then that is the very person that is irrelevant. That person's irrelevant.
Kelsey's on.
Hey, Kelsey, how you doing?
Kelsey, Tony, and Miyoko are on, and it is, I apologize, it's episode 68.
She's a little slow.
I'm a little hungry.
Slow.
Anyways, you can keep ranting, I don't know.
Okay. If you have any questions or anything that you'd like to say in this whole thing, because it's important that all of us give some feedback, because this is something that's just threatening peace, and anything that threatens peace in my life, I need to get rid of, because nobody ever even thinks about Maryland. Who the hell thinks of Baltimore? Unless you have relatives there or something, you know, and all of a sudden, the whole world is looking at Baltimore, you know, and that's something that's been orchestrated. I think that the media seriously goes around to different, when something gets uneventful in a state or in their state, the media in that state decides to do something really stupid and far out just to get public attention. But you know, if people don't start holding the media accountable for what it is that they do, they seriously need to be held accountable. And you know, I'm calling for the shutdown of CNN and Fox. Okay, both of them are just supreme liars. They think of things, these outrageous lies to tell, and what's worse is that there are actually people out there that believe it. I am so sick of hearing that Obama is a Muslim. I don't care. Seriously. So what? He's a Muslim. Good for him. Who told you that the president needed to be Christian? Tell me where it says that. Or Catholic or Jewish or anything else. What the hell does religion have to do with it? So what? He's a Muslim. Let him be that if that's what he is. And at the same time, most of you are only talking about Obama because he is black. Big deal. Okay? If George Bush was in there, you talk about him too. And wait to see what happens if Hillary winds up being president. Everybody's going to talk about her too because she's a woman. We find reasons to be stupid. And it's time to quit. Just stop being stupid. Okay? Because they're all laughing at us. They're totally laughing at us. And so is every freaking other country. They're laughing at us. They think we're stupid. People in other countries make fun of us. They say things to us like, hey, don't talk to them about the metric system. It'll make them angry. They think we're a bunch of monkeys. And you know what? We do really stupid things to make ourselves look like monkeys. I'm just saying.
Kelsey says, wonderful, I'm glad I could make it.
Good.
Mbungo says, is there any way we can make a difference even though the media is creating all of this chaos?
Yes, we need to go and start doing things ourselves. We need to find each other. Listen, I admire Dr. Martin Luther King and the Mahatma Gandhi because I took a lot of my teachings and a lot of my thoughts from them. There's some things that I believe that they did wrong and I would do differently. One of the things is, listen, if someone didn't want me to go into their restaurant because of the color of my skin, I would not. I would stay out of their restaurant. I would not work in their restaurant. I would tell all of my friends not to work in their restaurant. I would not patronize their restaurant, nor would I get anything that had to do with their restaurant. And any of my friends that decided to go to that damn restaurant that turned me down because of the color of my skin, I would disown. That's how you do that. You turn away from them entirely. You find ways to turn away from them and protest their presence there. You don't go and sit there all day. You just don't. Maybe at that time they thought that was a great idea. That's fine. I wasn't there during that particular moment. However, had I been there and I wasn't like zygote or something, and I was a full human, I would actually tell Mr. King, I said, look, isn't it better that we just don't go there and none of us work there? Because there are people that still work at these places, washing dishes, whatever, trying to make ends meet. But listen, no revolution is easy. There is no such thing as an easy revolution. You can't change anything smoothly. If you're going to decide to change the way that people think, then you've got to do some radical things. That does not mean violence. That means that you've got to be willing to stand in there. You got to be willing to stand up. And if it meant that you had to go hungry for a few days, that's exactly what you will do, to go hungry for those few days. If it meant that you had to walk your butt to work instead of taking that freaking bus, then that's exactly what you do. You do everything possible to ensure the life of your revolution without being stupid. Now, on the other side of all of this stuff, there's some people out there that are working very, very diligently to keep the peace. I have seen several shots that someone finally got through of people out there telling everybody, listen, why don't you just stop it? This doesn't help us. It doesn't. It doesn't help. I actually believe that the news companies pay people to go out and start unrest. It's a tactic. It's an old tactic. You pay a few people to go into a crowd and disseminate things. And what that does is it works like a cancer. It spreads. And that's exactly what it did. Now, if we're going to do something, then we've got to come together as a people, and we've got to decide that we're going to have a network, if you will, that does things other than report, hey, you know, you chipped a nail today, it might mean you have cancer. Oh, they're ridiculous. Okay? Or saying things like, there was a man, and then there was a black man. What the hell was that? There's two men, there's two men. Oh, it's a man, but if he's black, then he's a black man and not just a man. And people wonder why there's such anger. I saw this one part where there were these twins that were twins born of an interracial couple. And I hate to use that term, but they were twins born of two people that were, one was black and one was white. And ironically, they were twin girls, very beautiful. One was dark skinned, one was extremely light skinned. One had curly hair, one had straightish hair. And you know, the news person looked at them both and, you know, it was great. And she looks at them and said, well, you know, one of them has her mother's dark features and curly hair. And the other twin has her father's fair features and straight hair. Good on you. That's exactly what she said. Her partner, of course, looked at her like, what the hell did you just say? And that woman shouldn't have a job anymore.
Fired.
This is what we need to do. When you get people that do that kind of thing in the media, we need to demand that that person be fired from that job and never get another media job so long as they frickin' live. We need to be harsher as a people. We are treated harshly. We need to start being harsh. We need to start being harsh with these people and not letting them get away with doing things. Okay? They've got it. So these stupid people are making stupid laws like you can't feed a homeless person. Listen, no one is going to tell me who I can feed. I will feed whoever the hell I choose to. And you know what? If there are people that are standing around and allowing, like this one restaurant owner, but I know that there are other people that have decided to feed the homeless and they got a ticket for feeding the homeless. Does anybody besides me realize how insane that is? Stay with the show. Does anyone realize how insane that is? And if so, how come no one's doing anything about it? Lane, come here. Come here. Come here. Go in here. We need to get to a point where we are starting to be harsh with these people. If we hear something that we know is a bald-faced lie in the news, we need to call and tell them that's a lie.
Kelsey says it's ridiculous how much they emphasize otherness.
Yep. Just because. Just because. And then when you start to do things like talk about race in a sensible fashion, you know what they do? They distract you with something else every single time. Okay? I'm about fed up with this whole racism thing. Listen, you see this person sitting next to me? This is my daughter. Okay? And she is multicultural. I'm multicultural. My wife is Caucasian. Okay? I have friends of all different races. Well, aspects of the human race. How about I say it that way? I have people with different tastes. They're all the same to me. They're all the same because I'm secure in who I am. So I treat them all the same. They treat me the same. I don't need to be reminded that, you know, I'm black or Polynesian or native. I don't need to be reminded of that. I see it every single day. I know who I am. Thank you very much. And even that is only half of what I actually am. That being said, we need to start holding them accountable. We need to call in and complain. Tell them, listen, you don't get to say that. You don't get to say that that was a black man. You get to say that that was a man. And if you have to describe him, you call him dark-skinned or light-skinned. Or if it doesn't have shit to do with anything, dang, I said that again. Sorry.
You've been really ranty tonight. You're really loud.
Whatever. If it doesn't have anything to do with anything, you don't need to describe that person's color. We'll figure it out at some point in time. You know, I can't stand that anymore. Have you not noticed how destroyed this earth is becoming? This earth is becoming destroyed probably because of our crappy consciousness and the things that we allow the media to get away with. I really don't care. Listen to me. I don't care about that woman's lips. Okay? I don't care. I don't care that a movie star had a baby. I don't care.
Or how much Kim Kardashian weighs.
I don't care.
Oh my God, that was the stupidest headline ever.
Well, then we talk about her because she married a black guy. Okay? I don't care. That's not news. And we need to make them stop doing stuff like that. You know, there are people who like celebrities. That's wonderful. I've met a lot of celebrities. But in my life, I'm a celebrity. You know, I am the star of my own life.
I want to be a star. I want to be my own star.
You are a star.
No, I'm just a star twinkling among your giant star that radiates and takes over your galaxy.
Whatever. Just say you're my bright and shining
No,
star.
I'm gonna be kamikaze.
Go right ahead. It's gonna be kamikaze.
Yes.
So we just call you kamikaze.
No, that's a completely different thing. Two different languages.
Anyway, normally I answer questions of a paranormal, metaphysical, and spiritual and mystical value. However, tonight needed to be addressed, and I was hoping that people would be more participating.
I have some responses.
Okay, then why don't you tell me?
First off, Lara is on. Hi, Lara.
Hey, Lara. When are you coming?
Tony says, yeah, I saw that and it blew my mind. They don't even see homeless folks as human beings anymore.
I don't know if any of you have ever had the experience of being homeless. I have. It is not cool. It's not good. It's hard. It's very, very hard. It's hard to even believe in yourself enough to get out of being homeless. You know, it's very difficult. I managed. I got through it. I was determined enough to get through it. But a lot of people they can't see their way out. And to do something like dehumanize them is one of the worst sins that you can do. It's terrible. You can't do that to people. People all deserve to be treated like people. And you'll tell them, well, you can't feed them. What the frig are they, pigeons? That you can't feed the homeless? Don't feed the homeless. That's ridiculous. We need to make them stop doing stuff like that. And if we have to cause a revolution, then let's cause a revolution. We don't cause a revolution by being stupid and angry. If you have to defend yourself, then defend yourself if you are in the right. No revolution was caused easy. In fact, even the establishment of America was not easy. And there are some that would argue that it was stupid. But we have to stop being stupid at some point in time. We need to realize that violence doesn't really help anybody. It just doesn't. You don't go jumping on people's cars down the road and thinking that you're making an example. You're making an example in stupidity. breaking windows to a business that had nothing to do with anything, breaking in and stealing someone's hard-earned cash because, you thought that you were in some old movie. What the hell? You don't get to do that. No, you don't. If you stole something from someone, you go to jail, period. If you destroyed someone's property, you go to jail, period. You're going to go and jump on people's cars, you either pay for them or you go to jail, period. You don't have the right to do that. You don't have the right to burn someone's car. You don't have the right to do any of that. None of us do. We're supposed to be able to act like humans. Well, maybe more than humans. We're in the year 2015, and sad to say that if there's anybody outside of our planetary realm that is looking at us, they have not seen us evolve. Okay, what else have you got for me?
Laura says to tell you, please tell you, Dan and I have been so happy to have you as a force of reason in the past day or so. We're okay with you ranting because you're right.
Awesome. Awesome.
And she says, I'm all the stars. Now I just want to be the one red flaming ball.
You are the one red flaming ball.
That's right. Founding woman.
Ball of what?
Fire. Did I not say it?
Okay.
Did I not say it?
I thought ball of confusion.
No.
It's okay. I love you. I love you very much.
That's from the anime. Can't help it.
Whatever. Excalibur.
Scalper.
Okay, so any comments, any thoughts, any feelings, you can give us a call at area code 207-347-5686, or you can just write in the chat room and I'll answer your questions. I'll further the conversation. We can dialogue. We can come up with a solution. How about we just
Maybe something to talk about?
Yeah, something to talk about. How about we just come up with a panel to, I think this would really help people if they came up, when they decide to do these internal investigations, if they would actually have someone police the police. I would love to be on that particular team. I could police the police really, really well.
Police the police.
Mm-hmm. See, because they would all have those body cameras, and the person whose body camera decided it didn't want to work at a certain point in time would be under serious scrutiny. And if it happened again, they would be freaking fired. Period. No, I don't mean like fired and then go to the next police department. I mean, that might help. I doubt it, seriously, but that might help at least make people feel like there's some accountability. But at the same time, we have to give the policemen their shot too. I mean, if they're out there risking their lives every day and they go to someone's, like I've known police officers that got totally assaulted because they were trying to break up a fight, okay, between a husband and a wife. That's like something. And quite frankly, a lot of them are told, listen, that's a domestic dispute. Don't get too close. Because, one of them winds up having to go to jail and the other one jumps on the officer's back and they're in this really bad situation. So a lot of them are out there being kind of overly cautious, but if you can't do the job of a policeman, you really don't belong being a policeman. Seriously. I think it's one of the hardest jobs in the world. And I don't think that the faint-hearted should be allowed to at all. I just don't. You can't draw your gun as soon as you get to a situation. You're supposed to be able to police something. In other words, your presence should be the policing force. Just because you are there, people should jump straight. Okay? I mean, seriously, just because you are there, people should think 2, 3, 4 times about doing anything stupid. And if they are doing something stupid, they should stop immediately. Just because you pulled on the scene, not because you pulled your sidearm, you threatened to tase them, or you couldn't chase them because of your fat and you're out of shape, so you decide to stand there and shoot them. That doesn't make any sense. Okay? A policeman should be the finest among us. And I'm sure that there are a lot of police officers that are out there that are upstanding, that, look to serve and protect, that would agree with me. You're supposed to be the finest. You're supposed to be the straight and narrow. You're supposed to be the example. You are supposed to be the one that we look to, not the one that we are afraid of. You are supposed to be the best of us, not a coward, not looking for an opportunity to hurt someone and then lying about it. And at the same time, listen really closely, people. If you have committed a crime and you're like doing something like you decide to rob somebody, or you decide to beat somebody up, or do all manner of atrocity, and you get busted, stand your butt still and take it. You deserve it. You decided to break the law. You know what happens. Okay? Don't go break the law and then get hurt doing something because you pissed this person off because you made them run. True, no one deserves to die. No one deserves to die. And no one has the right to take another life. Ever. If it's in self-defense, then you have to do what you have to do. But only if it's truly in self-defense. You can't go and, go rough someone up, arrest them, and then tell them that they were resistant because they objected to you beating their behind. Okay? In fact, that whole resisting thing should be taken off of the books. However, at the same time, listen, if you are there and the officer tells you to, because you've done something to warrant being arrested, cooperate. Cooperate. No. Cooperate. To the best of your ability. Cooperate. Don't go running like some freaking idiot because you know you're wrong. Stand there. Don't run. Now, I've seen some bad examples. I've seen some examples of people actually trying to do the right thing and they were abused anyway. That's saddening. That's one of those examples. I know why people are angry. They're angry because several people have been killed unnecessarily and then lied about. And yes, I can tell if they're lying. Yes, there have been some lies, blatant lies, along with this last person that was the straw that broke the camel's back in Baltimore. That man was unnecessarily killed, and they did it on purpose, and they know they did it on purpose. Whoever was involved should be arrested. Arrested and charged with that man's murder. Not assault, not manslaughter. They murdered that man. Okay? And that's the bottom line. What the media would have you all do is make it into a black, white, Mexican, Chinese thing. They want to cause civil unrest in the way of race. They lost their whole gay baiting thing. In other words, they wanted to go and declare a war against homosexuality. They lost that because it totally fizzled out. It was totally stupid, and everybody knew that it was totally stupid. So they went back to and said, well, let's create the race thing now. We're talking too much about the whole gay thing in Indiana and Arkansas. I haven't forgotten that. I don't buy things from Indiana or Arkansas. I decided, no, I am not doing any business with those people. If I find out that there is something that came from Indiana, I will not buy it. Not buy it at all.
We have a few responses.
Okay. Well, just let me know when they come up.
Tony says, Z watches The Watchmen. Kelsey says, do you think police departments should be reshuffled to break up people with this mentality?
I do indeed. I think that there are a lot of criminals in the police department. Yes. I think they're career criminals in the police department, and it should be shook up. I think the Justice Department is not doing its job. I think they need to. They seriously need to. In fact, You need to open the field. If you look in our country, the majority of the police force is white. You're not going to tell me that other ethnicities don't apply to the force. They get told and shut down. Like I know one, even they've made it so that even some people that don't know someone else can't really get a job. They've decided that in order to, one person that I know, and that's Tony, who went and applied to the police department, they told me he had to have a degree. A degree in what? Because I know damn well most of those police officers don't have degrees in crap.
He wasn't racist enough.
No, he wasn't racist enough. You know? And I know that for a fact.
He wasn't.
They told him he needed a degree. Since when? Listen, when I tested with Elliot, I have to tell a little bit about myself, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to say this. I know for a fact that that was not the case. You know, so.
Is it a criminal justice degree they have to do?
Yeah, something like that. But I know damn well that most of those officers don't have it. So if they're going to apply that, then all of the officers that don't have that degree should be forced to go to school and get it. And if they can't pass the classes, they should be fired. Bottom line. You have to reform the legal system. We really do have. Where they've had instances where lawyers couldn't even get in to see their clients because of the police force. That's not supposed to happen. That's wrong. Now, again, I have to keep prefacing this by saying I know good law enforcement officers. I know good policemen. I know policemen that are there because they love the job and they love being able to serve, and they're looking to serve and protect. And I think that that's truthfully the majority of the police force. I think that some hate groups have infiltrated the police force. I think that one of those things, the KKK has disseminated themselves in different areas and joined the police force in order to pass their own agenda. You know, but nobody ever talks about them as a gang, because that's really all they are, is a gang. They're a terrorist group, just like any other gang. The moment that you start terrorizing people, that makes you a terrorist. And you should be shut down. I don't care who you are. Neo-Nazis. Why would we have neo-Nazis in this country anyway? How do we allow that to be? That's a terrorist organization. Always has been, always will be.
Ara says, I just want to give you a big hug. You're really the only person I've heard making sense at all right now.
Well, thank you. You give me a hug.
That means you have to come up.
Yep. Yeah, I think that we should live in an anime world.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. You know, so I think that we need to address this problem, seriously address it, because it's become stupid, or totally stupid. Okay, anything?
Nope.
Okay, if you all have something to say, the unicorn is in and I'm listening, because this is something that needs to just stop. We need to seriously turn. Listen, if you know people are being racist, if you really know that people are being racist, and a lot of us do, we all do. You all know when someone's being racist, or they're being elitist, or they think that they're better than someone because of the color of their skin or where they come from. You need to, we seriously need to just stop and say, no, I'm not accepting that. No. And if the person says, well, you know, I'm just saying, I don't care what you're just saying. I said, no. I don't ever want to hear that talk around me again. I don't ever want to see you talking, because of the moment that I see you talking to someone as if they're not as good as you because of the color of their skin, we are no longer friends. We are no longer associates. I don't want anything to do with you. So this is your warning. You warned them once. And I know that there are a lot of people out there that are married to racists. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Because if you're a racist, you're also a sexist. Again, shame on you. So what? Your skin is pinkish. Pinkish, yellowish, peach. So what? Your skin is brown. So what? Your skin is dark brown, light brown, kind of yellowish, sometimes red. So what? That doesn't make you any better than anybody. It never will. I've heard people from a certain country talk bad about the other side of their country because those people were just a shade darker than them. Even within my own races, one of them talks about light-skinned people like they're less than the dark-skinned people, and talk about dark-skinned people less than the light-skinned people. What the hell?
Laura asks a question.
Sure.
She says, so where do we start? What does Z suggest we, the civilian populace, do to support the right change besides just being generally awesome?
Decide to call yourself a racist-free zone. And if you have to wear a shirt that says this is a, yeah, Laura, that might not be such a great idea for you. But maybe a button that says racism free zone. That helps.
Sure.
You let people know. The moment that you see them say something untowardly, because many of us are in positions where we get to talk to people. And you tell them, listen, I'm not into that whole racist thing. Okay? I'm just not into it. You do things to show that you're not into that racist thing. You show yourself. You walk proudly wherever you are and whoever you're talking to. Doesn't mean that you have to put a bunch of bumper stickers on your car or anything like that. It's just you walk assured in yourself. The moment that you see something come on from Fox, shut it off. If you have someone come to you and you know that there's a company that's affiliated with Fox or CNN or one of those irresponsible media companies, you tell them no thank you. I'm not interested in them. They're race bait. I'm not interested. The moment you hear someone say, well, those black people or those white people or those Somalians or this or that, you tell them, no, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it at all. You want to help the homeless? There are a lot of food pantries. There are a lot of homeless shelters. Ask them if they make sure that the food is distributed equally among people. Ask questions. Seek answers. Write your congressman.
Tony says they are also not reporting people doing good out there. There were people that started cleaning up after the riots.
You're right. That's right.
There were people that stood in front of businesses to defend them from rioters.
That's right.
What you were talking about.
Yeah. They didn't show any of that. All they showed was that small group, and they didn't show the white faces that were in that group doing a bunch of atrocity. They just, there's the black people. Let's show them. Let's keep the lens tight. They didn't show that at all. Okay. We need to make them show everything, tell them everything. The moment that you hear, because I've heard one news company call black people blacks, and I was like, what is that supposed to mean? In fact, it affects people on a very deep level. Because the moment that you hear someone say that these people are black, I know what the color black is, that's the color black. I actually asked one person, I said, what color is my skin? And the person said black. And I went, are you serious? Yes, this was for real. This is black. This is the color of my skin. Black, brown, caramel brown, just black. Beautiful caramel brown, beautiful black. I know some people that are real close to that. I know a few.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. I used to think,
they're metallic.
I wish that was that color.
They're metallic. That's awesome.
But what we need to do on a physical level, let's hand out some things. Let's make some cards. You know, I'm not above handing out flyers and saying, you know, let's just stop it. Stop the racism. Break it down. It's an old machine. It needs to go away.
Gary says, when is it going to stop? I'm hurt by all this and been praying all night.
Honey, we have to stop it. It will stop when it stops in you and in your home. If you know that someone is a racist, and you probably do, if you know someone is a racist, do not allow them in your life anymore. Move on. Tell them you are moving on. That's how we stop it. You women have an awful lot of power. You know that?
Exactly.
Okay, that's fine. You women don't know the power that you actually have to stop something like this. It's funny how they keep you so occupied that you don't pay attention. They're too busy trying to separate you from men. You guys could stop it a lot. All you have to do is tell that idiot that's sitting there talking, calling someone all manner of atrocity because of the color of their skin, I don't want you. You tell them, I don't want anything to do with you. Get out. No, I will not date you. No, I will not call you. No, I will not go out with you. And I damn sure I'm not going to have your child. They'll stop it. You have to starve that beast. We have to learn to starve the beast. And the beast is racism. We can starve it. Refuse to cooperate. As far as that home, not feeding the homeless thing, refuse to cooperate. Now they're deciding that they can pass a bill to have everybody be mandatorily vaccinated. I'd like to see them try it with me. Refuse. Do not cooperate. No. Don't cooperate with racism on any level. If you know friends that decide that the only reason that they are with you is because of the color of your skin, you guys should be insulted by that, really, quite frankly. Don't just take something because of her privilege. I once thought, you know, because I saw someone get something that they shouldn't have, but they got it because they didn't want to give it to this ethnic person. And I thought, shouldn't white people be offended that they would get something just because of the color of their skin? Shouldn't they be outraged because of that? And not because they were good? And you hear people talking about, what's that thing? That thing.
I don't know, but Laura has a comment.
Sure.
Laura was laughing in response to your suggestion about the t-shirt. And she says, I'd say Fox wasn't showing the good that people were doing during the riots, but a lot of media centers were. I think this goes along with what you're saying about not supporting those news stations.
Yeah, don't support them. Do not support Fox or Fox affiliates. Do not support CNN because they're both liars. They're playing games with us. They think we're stupid. And you know what? When we follow their leads and do stuff, we're being stupid. We need to quit. We need to just stop. Don't support them at all. In fact, I have turned down interviews because someone was a Fox affiliate. You know, hell, you need to have a tape or some kind of an interview. There are so many different news stations. Go to one of us internet people. We'll get what it is that you're doing out there. You know, as long as it's positive, we'll get it out there. Let's just start starving the beast. Starve racism. Put it under. It needs to die and not be resurrected ever again. If you hear someone, if you see something like, don't watch movies that you know that certain words are used, certain terms are used. I don't want to see another Civil War movie. I'm sick of that bullshit crap. I don't want to see any more slave movies. I don't want to see none of that kind of garbage. I don't want to see it. It needs to die because all it does is put things in people's minds, ideas in people's minds. Okay? I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see anything on Hitler. As far as I'm concerned, Hitler was a freaking monster. Okay? I don't want to know the Nazi history. I could care less about the Nazi history. People in Germany don't want to know anything about Nazism anymore. They don't accept it in that country. Why the hell do we?
Lara says, feed the good wolf.
That's right. Feed the good one. He'll back you up. The bad one's a coward.
All right.
So, I've ranted enough this evening. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. Are there any more comments at all?
No, there is a lag.
Okay. I'd like to thank you all for joining us this evening. I will be fighting this every single day. And even when I open my bakery, I will put a sign on my bakery that says racism-free zone. And I will mean it. Okay? I will make sure that people know that that is a safe zone. I will not allow any types of comments about race in my establishment. And I suggest that you all do that in your homes. Your home is supposed to be a sanctuary. If you are married to a person that is a racist, here's my firm suggestion. Divorce them. Yes, I do mean that. Divorce them. If you know that your child is hanging out with racist friends, tell them, listen, if you're going to go live with them, go live with them. But as long as you live in this house, you will not deal with them ever again.
Kelsey says, I hate it when they use that stuff for shock value.
Yeah. They do that. They do exactly that. So those are simple ways to fight it. Refuse to cooperate with them. Get up, walk away. If you're out someplace and someone decides that they want to tell a racist joke, even if it's a light racist joke, and if someone says, well, I have a black friend. The moment that they say that, I would tell them, really? You don't just have a friend? What do you mean, a black friend? What exactly do you mean by that? And then, if they can explain what they mean by that, and it has anything to do with a separate, than not just seeing this person as a friend, I would turn to that friend and say, that's not really your friend. You don't have a black friend. You don't have a friend. That's not your friend. You just called him black and your black friend and not your friend. Like, that's less of a friend or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly how I think about it. We need to start addressing things sharply. Sharply. Demand justice. Don't let things just go. We all like to sit and look at our dummy machines a lot. Great, you just took this footage. What the hell are you going to do with it? Do something with it. Don't just put it on YouTube and see how many likes you can get. You have this footage. This is exactly what happened. Do something to help the situation. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for joining me on Ask the Unicorn. This was a special Ask the Unicorn. Next week, we'll get back to our regular show. If you have questions, please write them down because you might forget them. I can be reached at www.unicorn-cove.com, or I can be reached at www.asktheunicorn.com. You can give me a call at area code 207-347-5686. That is Unicorn Cove School of Metaphysics, and we're in Standish, Maine. And if you are interested in taking classes in psychic self-defense or any other mystic practice, if you have discovered that you have a gift that needs to be developed, I do teach. I do not teach for free, but I do teach, and I'm one of the best teachers that there is. My teacher was the best. So you can give us a call. We'll set up time. My classes run in 6-week increments. You won't be sorry. So until next week, thank you all for joining me. Have a wonderful week. And remember, make bread, not war. Unicorn out.